I know, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
That means you started?
Awesome. Last week of practice, what are you ultimately looking for besides getting out of here healthy?
Yeah, definitely want to be healthy, but a lot of situational work, right, in the kicking game, and obviously offense and defense. So, you know, today covered a lot, you know, with the red area, third down, 2-minute, different end of game scenarios, things like that. But the big thing is health. You know, coming out of this thing healthy, I think we've made a lot of progress. Really, really happy about the progress that we've made. But we got to have a great summer. You know, we have to have a great summer, and we don't want to be set back with any injuries. So, you know, Friday will be important, and then Saturday we'll have a good day in the stadium, weather permitting. I think the weather's supposed to be pretty nice, and then we'll go from there.
How have you grown most from the start of the spring until this point?
What's that?
How have you guys grown the most from the start of the spring until this point?
I mean, a lot of ways. You know, I think that the knowledge of the systems, both brand new on offense and defense, they're new systems. I think we've been able to pinpoint some guys on special teams that can really help us. Core special teams players, you know, returners, things like that. I think we've calloused ourselves in pads. We've done a good job of that. With the physical nature, I think guys have really tried to practice the right way. Yeah, there's a lot that's been, yeah, there's a lot. We could be here all day. I think we've improved a lot.
Just with the pass rushing being a little bit of an issue last year, how have you
Yeah.
seen that aspect really, you know, improve with
Yeah.
the guys you have now?
Yeah, you got to wait and see in the games. Obviously, the games are the most important thing, but I do think it's improved, right? You know, with the addition of Chris Jones, Anye is back. Anye didn't really play last year. Demetrius Ballard, Israel, and then, you know, you still got, you know, Bryce Lewis, Favor, Boykin. You got a lot of guys there that can rush the passer. Plus, you got Coach Roos blitz packages, multiple. So yeah, I think that's improved a lot. Again, we have to go do it, but it looks to be improved right now, no doubt.
For you, with the quarterback room you have this year compared to last year, is your playbook changing a lot in terms of the way that you want to kind of
Completely
let
changed.
them run?
Totally different playbook. Yeah, different plays, all different.
Can you just expand on
No.
kind of having not the playbook itself, but
That was
having
each play.
I'm kidding.
having
Just, you know, you always have to do what is in the best interest of the team, what is in the best interest of the guys that are playing quarterback. What do they do really well? Each one of them has a different skill set, right? What do we do well up front? You know, how do we, you know, our blocking schemes and things like that, are we really good in certain blocking schemes, better than we are in others? What is the skill set, which I think is really good, the skill set of the backs, the receivers, the tight ends. So we really try to, every single night, we spend a lot of time trying to make sure we're doing the right things for the guys that are in there.
We have Jonathan Montague coming in
Yeah.
after this. It seems like he's taken a ton of strides, especially
Yeah.
since he's been injured. Do you feel like he has a chance to kind of be one of the top 3 guys in this receivers room this year?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that goes back to Trevor's question. If you ask about like individual improvement, Jonathan Montague has improved. I mean, he was out with a knee injury. He worked very hard to get back. He's an awesome guy. He's just a really good, talented football player. He was a high school quarterback. We moved him to receiver. Unfortunately, got hurt. Would have played for us last year. Played for us as a freshman. So yeah, we're thrilled to have him back. We see him as a big part of the offense.
One more on the receivers. Obviously, you don't want the guy like Skeet to be up, but does it give other guys a chance to step up, like Ned Bolton, people like that?
Yeah, exactly. And Ned's had a great, whether Skeet was in or out, Ned's had a great offseason. He's lost weight. He's changed his body. He's worked very hard to learn his plays. He's had a really good offseason. You know, I'd say the same about guys like Jackson Wade, who just came in here, Reed Swanson, Vari Green, Dawson Pugh's been out a little bit here, but he'll be back. You know, Skeet will be back. So that's a good group. That's a good group of guys, and we got to do as good a job as we can of getting them the ball, no doubt.
New director of player personnel. What went into that, and just what did you kind of see from Ryan that made you want to bring him in?
Yeah, Ryan was recommended to me by several people, including some people on our staff, and you know, he's from this area of the country. He understands this area. He's very smart. He's got a lot of experience, especially coming from the SEC. Got experience relative to talent evaluation, roster building, rev share, NIL, all of that. So he's been a really good addition. He just got here this week, basically. So it's been good to have him on board, no doubt.
And is that just sort of you guys, maybe not willingly, but is it a sign that you guys are in fact just trying to do everything you can to improve recruiting or change the way you approach recruiting?
Well, I would say like the expansion of the staff is what's most important. Having, I think we recruit pretty well. I'm not saying we're perfect in recruiting, but we have, you know, our batting percentage is pretty good over the first two classes. But we need more people, more manpower, and the administration has allowed us to do that. So with the addition of Ryan, there'll be a couple more people we'll add in June and things like that. So whether it's on-campus recruiting help or obviously off-campus recruiting help, and now anyone can go out on the road. So you can send different people out on the road, which is fantastic. So I think the expansion of that staff has been very helpful to us.
Just the battle in the trenches this spring, O-line versus D-line. Seems like we've seen some physical sections out there. What have you liked?
Yeah, no
so far?
doubt. I mean, both sides are very physical. They're big, they're tough. They come off the ball on both sides of the ball, and I've been very happy with that. I think that they've really bought into what we're trying to do. I think having Ben Albert here and having Kurt Anderson here has helped a lot. And so we have to continue that. We can't, we're not going to be in pads in the summertime, but obviously it was good to have that type of spring, and then they'll know what to expect in training camp and keep building on that.
Any comments, guys? Just in terms of the offensive line, where do you think they are with, pass pro versus sort of the run game in terms of how they're blocking?
That's a good question. I think they're probably a little bit ahead when it comes to the running game, but I don't think that's all on them. I think it's, as a whole, we have to continue to improve. We have to have a really good summer in the passing game. But the running game is probably a little bit ahead right now because of all the things that we're doing in the running game. We've spent a lot of time on that. We've spent time on the passing game too, but probably a little bit more time on the running game this spring.
And then these next few months, from the coaching staff standpoint,
Yep.
what does it kind of look like typically day to day besides recruiting? How much are you guys focusing on, hey, this is what we're planning to do in fall ball, and then when you make a plan for
Right.
ramping up for the season?
Yep, so next week will be kind of after action review of spring practice, meet with the players. I'll meet with every player, the coaches will meet with their position players. And then the players, it's important for them now to refocus on academics because finals are coming up down the road here and a lot going on with that. So the coaches now will probably, I think the end of April, will head out on the road. Not me, because head coaches don't go out on the road in the spring, but the coaches will go out on the road. And like I was telling Kevin, you have to have 10, I think it's 10 out at a time, but you can send up to 16 different people out on the road. So that's a new era for us, for all of us in college football. So guys will hit the road. There'll be some passing of the baton a little bit back and forth, but they'll be on the road till the middle of May. And then these guys will be off. The players will be off for a little while. Then they'll come back really right after Memorial Day to start summer session, and they'll take a couple classes. Most of them will, and then we'll be working out 5 days a week. Tuesdays and Thursdays we'll be doing a lot of football, and they do that for the whole summer. Get 4th of July off, a little time off before training camp, but over the course of the summer, you see a lot of improvement, which is really cool to see, and that's, what we need to see, and hopefully when we get back for training camp, we'll hit the ground running.
Kind of along those lines, I know like with spring camp, everyone's kind of getting in and getting meshed. How do you make sure while they're on break before you come back for summer that they don't kind of lose what they, worked on or progressed here?
Yeah.
So you don't start from the beginning when spring rolls around?
That used to be, and that's a great question. It is, something that we always concern ourselves with as coaches, but we've had so much time with these guys, right? We've met with them virtually every day for months, and we feel like we've done a good job of teaching them. Then they have their own, tablets that they can take with them, and they're studying on their own. They have to, but a lot of that, like you said, it's on their own. They have to stay up with the playbook on their own. They've got to stay in shape. They can't lay on the couch for 2 weeks and then come back. And we can't lose any ground that way. And I think this is a great group of kids. I think they'll really understand that, and they'll come back ready to go for summer.
Well,
And then
last
just-
one, Mike. As far as the running back room, you guys have 4 or 5 capable backs. Like
Yeah.
during game time, do you envision more of a 1-2 punch situation, or do you want like 3 or 4 guys filtered through? Keep
Yeah, I
legs
mean,
fresh?
my experience with that position is that they're, and I don't, you know, I hope this doesn't happen, but they get banged up, and so they all have to be ready to go. They take a certain, especially the way we anticipate running the football. So they're gonna, you know, they're gonna take some shots. So everybody's got to be ready. Will 4 or 5 guys play in one game? Probably not, but you never know. All of those guys have been very productive in spring practice. Evan Dickens had a great spring, and Bo McCormick's been awesome this spring. He's had a really good spring, so it's been fun to watch. And Mekhi Dodd and Nolan Ray, those guys have done a good job. Cedric Addison had a couple runs today, you know, that you guys saw. Like he's done a good job just getting here in January. So it is a good room, fun room to coach. Guys, good.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for being here.